nikipata watu ambao wanadate bila kuelezana ukweli, naweza waambia waweze kuelezana ukweli, ndio sometimes kama ni kuavoid vitu kama ugonjwa, unapata kwamba mnafanya date na hujui hali ya mtu, no, in that process unaweza pata ugonjwa.
Welcome back. So we are still on our segment #KeepingItReal. Remember, you can engage with us using the #KTNLifeAndStyle. Right about now, we're still with the psychologist Ken Munywa, and we have the Ministry of Comedy. Yes, the minister, no? The minister. The ministry. She's in the Ministry of Comedy, Brenda Jones, and of course with my co-host Susan. And Ken has talked about a lot of things, people, and I really don't know what question I'd really ask, because you brought in so many questions. We only had one question today, but then it's given birth to all this myriad of questions. But I'd like to understand, you know how Nairobi is set up, yeah? I bring a boo and introduce him to Susan, and Susan's like, guy, this was my ex 2 years ago, you know. So it's sort of like, it's a small town, everybody knows everybody, and I feel like that has contributed a lot to people not wanting to, you know, engage, to commit. That's the thing. That's why we have so many commitment issues. Maybe you could highlight to us how we can deal with that.
Sometimes the past has a way of reminding us that everybody is not good. And just because your guy or suitor, it didn't work with Brenda, doesn't mean it won't work with you. So you must first learn how not to listen to naysayers. There are some people, they were just acquaintances at one particular time. They used to know each other in high school. They never dated. But this person has a way of telling you not to get that person because they feel, I didn't get the person, so why should you get the person? And the world, not just Nairobi, the world is a global village because of technology. Everybody knows somebody. And I like also saying everybody is somebody's ex.
Yeah.
So forget about who has dated who. If the person is the one for you, go for him or her. Maybe it didn't work because Susan had an issue, or maybe it didn't work because I had an issue at that particular time. I am not the past in me. I am a new creation altogether if I am serious. Because again, there are people who are serial monogamists. Today they are with her, tomorrow they are with her, the other day. Forget the players. I'm talking about the serious people altogether now.
Again, maybe Brenda, you could tell us, is it important, and of course you're going to Changia to this because he's the psychologist. Do you think it's important to talk about, when you meet somebody, do you think it's important to talk about your past relationships?
I think it is, because when you get into a relationship, this person wants to know, why did you leave your ex? Well, I don't like talking about my exes with my new person. But I feel at one point, it's important to talk about it. Like, I was once engaged, so I have to tell my current boyfriend, by the way, I was engaged before. Because I don't want him finding out later on in life and go like, why didn't you tell me? I wanted to know. It's
not in case it becomes an issue.
It doesn't help much, but it's important that he knows I was once engaged.
Also, the way he's saying, so you can understand if someone is a player, so you know for how long you guys are going to be at it, you know.
But I think people who don't talk about their exes, probably they're the problem.
You are the issue.
But then again, this is a tricky situation. Are you asking out of curiosity? To meet your own needs? Or what's the purpose or the intent of asking?
Right.
Sometimes you may want to get to TMIs that might hurt you more than do good. So it also depends with whom am I telling what and why.
And what's the intention.
Sometimes you don't need to discuss a lot. Like say I start dating Brenda today and I'm talking to her about Susan and you know I used to love her but she did mother out to me, and then at one particular time the three of us will be somewhere and then she will look at me the way I'm looking at her, says, oh, the dude still likes her. You see now it creates conflict. She's my past, but it is now creating conflict between the two of us.
I got really great advice where somebody told me that whenever they ask about the past relationships, they inform this new person about the situation. They don't talk about the person. So there's a way you like separate it. So you talk about the situation, how the relationship was, and why it ended, or why you think it ended. Because also sometimes you cannot be there. No one will ever say what they did wrong. Very few people will say what they did wrong. It's not always one person's fault, but it's like just address the situation and not necessarily. Now, Brenda Jones just dropped a bomb and we all just moved on. Like, it was just calm. Yeah. She was like, yeah, I was engaged once and, you know, I adjusted and I mentioned
Wait,
it
I thought
'cause
that was an
wanted them to
example.
go.
No.
No. She said it twice and I realized this is real life.
Yeah, it's true.
I want to ask you about your past engagement and specifically about sharing your personal life on social media because I followed you for a really long time and you have been very careful and intentional and your page is just your comedy.
True.
And a few times you'll share other things you care about, but it's mainly your comedy or any promotions that you're doing. And you said you were engaged once and I was like, wait, what? Because I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was following Brenda before she blew up.
me
So I'm like, how did I not
too.
notice? What is that a decision you actively make about social media and what happened with your engagement situation?
I am very careful with what I share because, as they say, the internet never forgets.
Yes.
So I would not want to share something and then everybody's waiting for wedding bells and then boom, nothing happens. You see, so this guy apparently goes on one knee. I'm excited, yeah, I'm engaged. Everybody like, hi, I got engaged, everything. And then the guy 6 weeks later is like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Why? Is it my friends? Is it my family? Is it fame? What is it? The guy's like, I'm just sorry, I just can't. I don't know, I can't deal with a celebrity. It's too much for me. How old are you again?
And also, why are you acting like you just found out?
Yeah, you've dated me before I was even on that fame.
Right.
So I think it's people who advised him, this chick will change. You see the guys say fame changes people.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I think his friends advised him like, hey, umdem, atafika place tu, manzi ata change. So I think it's a decision he made for a long time, still going on one knee. I'm not sure if he was sure about it, but that was the worst heartbreak I've ever had.
Jeez.
But let me tell you something, Brenda.
Yeah, tell her, Ken, bring it in.
broken engagements are better than broken marriages.
Oh, shout out.
That's true.
And I
for
like
sure.
that you were courageous enough to allow him to go.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we chase the wrong paths. We chase the wrong people who have showed you their true colors, and then you chase them and you tell them, no, but I won't change, and you start fighting a losing battle. He had already made up his mind.
Yeah.
The guy wasn't courageous enough to know that at this particular time I can have somebody who is more famous than I. Because again, there are men who are intimidated when there are women out there. I was running the Miss President show that just ended on KTN.
Yeah.
And I remember telling the ladies, you also need to define to your spouses what this means to you, and not to imagine that since you're going for politics, and we all know what we associate politics with, there are people out there who are popular on TV or in public life, but when they come home, they know how to subdue themselves as wives. So don't worry about him.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't deserve you. You're too good
I
for
don't
him.
even think she's worried anymore. Brenda is
I
out
know.
here shining. In fact, I wanted to ask you a question. I want you to be Mama Jerry. I'm so unfortunate we don't have this scarf. But what would
the blue
what
one.
would Mama Jerry tell Brenda Jones about that past situation?
Before I say what Mama Anjiri would say, content is like building up.
Yes.
One thing is, I think sexual purity, I thought of bringing this up. Sexual purity in dating. What broke me most in that relationship is that our relationship was not made from sex. It wasn't about sex because we've never had sex. It was all about serving God together until we get married. So I think it was just pure love. It was just pure honesty. It was spiritual intimacy. So breaking that was the hardest part of that breakup. It wasn't about me and you. It was about what we had created spiritually. Yeah. But you see, guys, after sexually active relationship,
Yes.
you guys break up, 2 months later, I'm with someone else, I'm having sex with someone else, I moved on.
Whatever.
You see, when it's sexual purity, it's deeper than that. And I think that is what people should understand, us millennials, that it's not about intimacy. It's about who is Christ in us first. Before we, who are we, who we are or whatever,
Yeah.
who is Christ in us? Because if Christ comes first, everything else falls.
And that's the
Everything else,
problem
yeah.
we're having, is that many people are starting marriage on the wrong footing. Because you had sex and a baby came through. Because
Oh,
both
so
of
you
us belong to
decided.
church. You must do something to protect the image. So I like what she's putting through.
Yeah.
So just learn when to do it. I like bragging and saying I broke my virginity at 26. It didn't make me less a man.
Yeah.
I am actually very happy. It was a gift I gave to her.
That's really beautiful.
Sweet.
There is so much hope on today's show.
Fantastic.
Yeah, as a Nairobi girl, I had given up.
This show has also been Shagabusha. I'm ready to mingle.
No, we're still taking in applications. Hashtag to use this getting life and style, okay? Again, you've talked about societal pressures, your parents wanting you to get into, you know, let them to during these get-togethers, you know. And even on Instagram, Facebook, people are always out there just giving you weird pressures, like get a baby, you know, since now you're married, since now you guys are dating, and that's why you've really avoided the dating scene. Maybe we can talk about the people who've decided that they are going to have, like the couple that was here before, they have their relationship out there, dealing with that societal pressure, because for most people, it's just, it gets a bit too much.
I mean, it's okay for the society to pressurize you, so that you also remember that they are expecting something from you. The only thing that you know you have is control of when. They will tell you this is what is expected, but you're the only one who can decide when to do it. So it's okay for parents to push, but don't push too much. Because we are the same parents who tell our teens, I don't want to see you with a boy.
Thank you.
And then after 25, I've never seen a man.
Yeah,
when
We
you
have
get married,
conflicting, we have ways of doing conflict information to the people. We need to prepare them up front to know that there's a time for everything, and at this particular time, maybe up to 20, our expectation on you would be blah, 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 and then after this, we would be expecting you to do A, B, C, D. Again, we all learn from watching. It's
And
not
what we
from
see.
listening. It's from watching what other people are saying or are doing that we will get to know, is this the right thing for me?
Wow. Okay, so we are about to come to the close of the show, but Brenda John is the creators of the Mama Jerry show. You had Ken talking about Miss President, and he's been the psychologist on that show. So I want you guys to tell people where they can find you, and if you have anything else coming out, and where they can look for you, because these guys are dropping gems. And you need to know where to ask for more advice, because me, I know I'm talking to them after the show.
So she first handed Brenda because she got engaged and was left. You were supposed to do that.
Oh yeah, Mama Jerry, yes.
I'll actually use your name at this point. Now you're my daughter.
Okay.
You've told me that. You got engaged, and then what happened?
Now it's what you're telling this girl when she comes back and the heartbreak or something.
Susan,
Yo,
sasa unaniambia huyo kijana nini amekufanyia?
ameniacha.
Unamekuacha na unasheka?
Kai, ni venye umeniuliza.
Sasa ukasheka juu it is funny.
It's not funny, baby, I'm really
Sasa
sad.
nikwambie, hawa vijana mnatembea na wao kwa barabara, mtu kama hana hii akili, hawezi kukusaidia. Wewe ni rafiki yake? Unamwambiaga nini? Choose your friends wisely.
I am so dead. Guys, she is Brenda Jones on all her social media. Follow her. She's the creator of the Mama Jerry show. You have to look out for her and watch it. It's a fantastic animation that you've created. What you're doing is incredible. Ken Munywa has 10 years experience in training, in life coaching, in change management. It's going to help you change your
Married
life.
for 9 years now.
Exactly. So you can look. Do you have social media?
Yes, Facebook page is Ken P. Munyo-doc.
Okay.
And at Twitter at Ken P. Ken, and Instagram Ken Washiro.
Amazing. So guys, we are now going to go into the next segment where Violetta is going to be talking to us on tonight on KTN. But I need to be reading first what y'all have been telling us on Twitter. So there's Emma's Bush. Emma's Bush said, I'm loving this conversation. I believe both ladies and gents need to hear this before they commit themselves. Shout out to you, Emma. I have Makweni Pundit. Makweni Pundit says, good morning, team. Mine is a question. What's the best thing to do in times of argument? And if, as a man, you're the prime suspect, but you're trying to explain to the best of your ability, truthfulness and absolute honesty, how can we make our other halves understand? I'm not an expert in this, but from everything that Ken and Brenda have said and Alvin and Nessie said, I would say sometimes take time when you're in the heat of the argument. Just step aside and take a moment, because sometimes it's hard for your significant other to listen to you in the heat of things if they're feeling betrayed. So take some time outside, maybe write it and give it to them in written form, send it to them in written form, or just take that break, give yourself a few minutes, a little bit of time, and then come back and have the conversation and be honest and truthful with them about what happened. and tell them your side of the story. Let me read some more from you guys. I still have responses from you guys on Instagram on how you usually respond to the "what are we" question, and y'all are ridiculous. So there is somebody who said the last time they were asked, they said, "We are God's children put on earth to worship Him." Somebody else said, "We are children of God." You guys, many of you, children of God, siblings of God. Somebody is asking you to be in a relationship with them seriously, and this is what you're telling them. God is also wanting an answer about what you want. There's somebody else who said, "Must we play games? Shooting straight always." Shout out to you. And then there's somebody else that said, "To be honest, it's been a while. They've always tried to be forthright, but it doesn't always work out." Another person said the last time they were asked, "What are we?" they answered, "We are whatever you want to be, baby." Okay. Guess that's handing it over to the other person. And then finally somebody else said, this one is amazing. They said, "Let's discuss this in the next financial quarter." So I guess even their relationship decisions and choices are based as per financial quarter. Then guys, keep talking to us. The conversation will go on all day. We will keep talking to you. Nixie is nmate on Twitter. I'm _. The conversation should keep going. Use our hashtag KTN Life and Style. Now I'm going to hand over so we can get tea on what's going on tonight on KTN, what to expect this weekend from our girl Violetta Gaynor. Girl, how you doing?
Hi, how are you? Good morning.
I'm good. Good morning.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you
Pink,
too.
I did not get the memo.
You bring hype. You're the gold and the African colors.
I know,
It's
a
like
lot of things are happening right here.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you so much. So do you.
Thanks.
Good morning, Nairobi. How are you doing? How are you doing? And I must say that conversation is quite intense. What are we? Like, that's the most difficult relationship question to actually ask, for real, because you don't want to look like you want the relationship more, but you still kind of like want it. Anyway, now enough of those tough conversations. Right about now, you know what I bring to the table tonight on KTN. And right now, Wednesday should be your favorite day of the week. Why is it not your favorite day of the week already? We start with Relationships Wednesday, and then from 10:15, you know what happens right here at KTN. It's a socialite. Right? And that show is all about love, lies, candles, drama, pretty much what life is about right now. And you know, how much influence does your mom have in your relationship? We see now that Tina is dating an old guy and the mom is totally against that and she's trying to destroy it. Will she manage? Nairobi girls are tough. But here's what you should expect tonight on Socialite.
I'm here to end this. I'm here to make sure that you end this life of sin that you have been living.
All right. Without sound bounce. Ah, right there, right
What?
there.
Nancy umelipa 30K kuchukua picha. There's something suspicious.
Francie Conman.
My life is mine and my own and no one else's.
So will the mom manage to get the daughter in the right ways? You have to stick around to socialize so you can know what's up. And after that, if you think that's all we have for you, think again, because what happens from 10:45, I come through with everything that has been popping in Kenya. And this week episode, you guys are not ready. Ika was on such a roll. There was just amazing things that were happening, from the Brad's fashion, which is all about supporting the local fashion under the umbrella Buy Kenyan, Build Kenya. And also we had the grandest auto show at Westgate Mall, the rooftop. So if you're a car lover, tonight's show is most definitely for you. So here is what you should expect tonight at Ika with me. Hola, hola, how are you doing? E-Curve loves adventure, and right about now we are at the Westgate Mall, the rooftop, and we are playing with machines for the boys, their favorite toys. I'm talking about cars. I'm talking about cars, guys. Are you into cars? Are you always on the lookout for the latest models? Then the place to be this past weekend was at the Westgate Mall rooftop for the first edition of Kenya's grandest auto show.
I believe the consumer deserves to be educated, and I think the media and people writing about cars can do a lot to get consumers to make the right choices.
So I am here seated right inside a Mazda CX-9, and I am with a couple of ECO fans, and I got to test and drive the car. What an experience! What an experience! I think I should just get myself another car right here, right? So I promise you, car lovers, fashion lovers, jazz lovers, you don't want to miss tonight's episode because it's all for you. And a big shout out to all those people that keep inviting us to the events. Of course, ECOV never misses a moment, and anywhere that it's popping, you are most definitely going to find us there. And this coming weekend, we also have a lot in store, from the color run, from an event at Alchemist. There's just so much more that's going to be happening this weekend. And of course, tonight, as you watch the show, please remember to talk to us on social media, because I have tickets to Fast and Furious 9. Hobbs and Shaw. Of course, everyone wants to watch that movie. And how good is it if you get a free ticket because you are a loyal fan of ECOV? Guys, so do yourself a favor. Let us meet tonight for your opportunity to win this ticket. Go watch Hobbs and Shaw. Get yourself entertained. That's why you have to stick around to ECOV. And I'm going to see you all this weekend. If you see me anywhere with that ECOV microphone, come along. Let's have some fun. And then you'll get to watch yourself on the show. All right? How cool is that? So set the date with me, 10:45 p.m. for ECOV. I will see you all there. For now, that's it. Thank you so much, Susan Joroge and Art Nixie.
You're most
Over
welcome.
back to you guys.
I'll watch ECOV just for the ticket. Thanks.
I'm like, are we legally allowed to compete in this? And I'm like, I'm getting my ticket and I'm going, running with it to watch Hobbs and Shaw.
It's okay.
So all the guys in that movie.
But the do. Yeah, is
I'll
what
create
matters.
a fake account if I have to.
I'm feeling a bit emotional because we are trending on Twitter.
I am so happy.
Yes, thank you so much for engaging. It's such a beautiful show. We've had so much insight. By the way, a big shout out to Ken Munywa. He is a psychologist. And Brenda Jones. They were such amazing guests on the show today.
Yes, they were.
A lot of insights from Ken. By the way, lazima tumwone hapo nyuma ya tent.
And speaking of insights, shout out to Alvin and Nessie as well. They were also such great guests, and they have taught us so much about, let me not even say the perfect relationship, but just how to work simply and just cohesively in a relationship.
So
like, it's calm. I've always said, there's this, I think it was Jada Pinkett Smith and stuff, and Ciara was talking about Russell, her new man, and she was like, when I met him and the relationship started, I felt calm, and she's like, that's how I knew that I was in the right.
The one.
You don't be with somebody who you're helter-skelter all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Again, a lot of hope came to life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
We're still out here hoping. Nixie said applications are open, so don't get pale nyuma ya tent after the show. Anyway, guys, it is a fantastic Wednesday. Have a great day. It is now going to 9 a.m. Thank you so much for joining us to the show. I have been your host, Susan Joroge.
And I've been your host, I'm Nixie. And you can find us on Instagram and Twitter. Keep tweeting. Let the conversation keep going using the hashtag KTN Life and Style. Until next Wednesday, do have a blessed week.
Yeah,
Wednesday to Wednesday. Blessed week.